What is up, you guys? So welcome back to an all new episode of Love and Ministry with Kay and Brandon. So today it's just me. It's okay. Brandon's at work, and I really thought this was going to be a really great time for me to drop by and do a mini devotional check-in, touch base. If you have listened to the latest episode of Saved, Healed, Made, and Graced, and you heard the news that it was my last episode doing the podcast as Saved, Healed, Made, and Graced. And a lot of that really had to do with, I just really felt a tugging on unifying the brand of now being a wife. So with the last name changing and being a Watson and going by K Watts, I just really felt that there was just power in the name. So I will be coming back, of course, with a brand new season with a new name, right? And it's gonna be the K Watts podcast, so I'm super excited about that. So definitely make sure that you are following along on my Instagram, because I will be dropping updates of what and when you can expect coming out of the K Watts podcast. But that is not the only reason why I wanted to record this video. So I have been planning. During the season when I first launched SHMG back in 2019, I was in that season of really working on the identity of my voice, the identity of who I was in my ministry, of communicating with people, hearing testimonials of women. And when I first thought of the name SHMG, it really was standing for So Help Me God. Fun fact. SHMG originally was for So Help Me God. And it was like one of those seasons to where I was asking God for help, for understanding, for clarity, for wisdom. And before I launched the podcast and recorded my first episode, I remember that God had already given me everything that I needed, that it was literally on the inside of me, and the only thing I had to do was activate it. And he kept reminding me of talk about and declare. This is a declarative podcast. And I just thought about who I was. I knew that I was saved by faith through grace. I knew that I was healed by the blood of Jesus. I knew that I was made in the image of Christ, and I knew that I was graced by God. So that's originally why I had the name. The interesting part is that as time has gone on, and now being a newlywed and getting married, going into the identity piece, I always want to stay true to, where God is calling me to. And I'm not going to stop podcasting, but I felt like there was power on the name. So being now Kashawn Watson, but you know me as K Watts. If you listen to the podcast, you know I did that. But you know me as K Watts, really just, there was something to it. So I'm gonna be coming back with an all new season under the K Watts podcast. And I am super excited. I have not released the date, details, the vibe, you already know, it's gonna be a whole vibe. But I'm excited to be able to really just stand in who I am, like as a wife, and also just really embrace this new season and era of my life, of who I am, and just feeling confident and comfortable of exactly who God has called me to be in this season. So definitely make sure that you stay tuned on the Instagram page at IamKWatts for all the details. If you have not listened to season 7, please go and listen to it. I had some amazing women on the podcast that shared so many great testimonies. Virginia Stewart, Janessa Wade, Kristen Clark, Caitlin Mount. I mean, the list goes on and on. Like they were amazing. I couldn't think of a better way to actually end my 7th season. But we all know 8 means new beginnings, and I'm excited about this new beginning. So thank y'all so much for following, subscribing, supporting, sharing. All the questions from my friends asking like, how's the podcast going? People DMing me being like, I love that episode. It blessed me. I love the woman that you had on. Her testimony was so powerful. All of those things matter to me and just mean so much. So thank you. But moving on to the next part.